You're running marketing campaigns, but they're not delivering the results that you expected. Maybe you're reaching the wrong audience, or you could be struggling to define exactly who your audience even is. What if I told you that there's a simple data-driven approach that could transform your customer profiling and marketing results overnight? In today's video, I'll show you how to build a customer profile that will seriously transform every marketing campaign of yours. And I'm going to show you step by step with live screen sharing so that you can build and implement this customer profile today. Because guess what? Words mean nothing until you know who's listening. My name is Chris Kirksey, and if you're serious about ranking in Google as well as generative AI engines such as ChatGPT, well, you're in the right place. Let's dive in. So why do customer profiles matter? Most businesses try to market to everyone and end up connecting with no one. Picture sending the world's most persuasive sales message to somebody who doesn't even need your services, or delivering a brilliant technical explanation to somebody who needs an emotional connection, or crafting a sophisticated medical analysis for somebody who needs simple solutions. No matter how perfect your prose, no matter how brilliant your argument, no matter how compelling your call to action, your message will fail if it's reaching the wrong audience. Before you write a single word of marketing copy, before you select a single literary device, before you begin crafting your message, you need to intimately understand who you're writing to. Without a clear customer profile, you're probably wasting money on SEO, ads, social media, basically time, money, energy, and effort into content that just doesn't resonate with somebody. Success begins with understanding exactly who sits on the other side of your words. And this understanding isn't just about demographics and data points on people. It's about knowing your audience so well that you can predict how they will respond to every word choice, every argument, and every emotional appeal. We'll take a look at each element that contributes to your customer's full picture. This is the art of psychographic profiling. Traditional demographic data tells you what your audience looks like on paper. Psychographic profiling reveals how they think, feel, and ultimately make decisions. Now, let's get into how to gather the right data to build customer profiles. Guesswork, that doesn't work. You need real data to build a customer profile that actually converts. Today, we're in the age of AI, yet there's tons of marketers that are still relying on assumptions. Now, let's dive in and examine all the components that build a rich psychographic profile. You want to make this process easier? Grab our free template, the Customer Profile Builder, in the link below. It's the exact framework we use to help build robust customer profiles that help create content and marketing campaigns that work. Now, let's dive into this step-by-step process. So first thing that we want to do is pull up ChatGPT. I also like to use Claude a lot as well, and I'll show you how I use that to further expand on these customer profiles. So what we're going to type in to ChatGPT is basically, I need you to act as a customer research expert and create a comprehensive customer profile for people looking to get dental implants. This is an example, like I said, so obviously you would change this, customize it for whoever your target audience is. Well, let's keep going. Include the following sections, each being as detailed as possible, with at least a paragraph or more of the most intricate details possible under each line item. The overview really does form the foundation of your customer profile. It paints the right picture of who your ideal client is and their business type, primary objectives, and if it's not business, who they are in general. This section answers a lot of the fundamental questions that we'll be going over in the next few sections here. Now, the demographics, those provide concrete facts about who your customer base is. And while demographics alone will not tell the full story, they do definitely help create the boundaries for your marketing approach. We're also going to get to the demographic example. It's going to make up a person. This real-world example brings your customer profile to life. By creating a fictional but realistic representation of your ideal customer, you make abstract data concrete and relatable. This character helps your team visualize who they're speaking to in their marketing messages. Moves your customer from a collection of data points to a living, breathing person with specific needs, challenges, and aspirations. Now, this is really important because how do your target customers make their decisions? Their decision-making process is super important here. What triggers their search? Who participates? What criteria matters most to them? Also, this is really important because you've got to match their decision-making style in your marketing copy. Some audiences, they respond to logical, data-driven arguments. Others connect with emotions, storytelling. Understanding these preferences of your target audience, it helps you balance logos which is logic, and pathos, which is emotion in your copy. And in their decision-making process, we also want to know how they find information, right? Like, where do they go to look for, in this example, for dental implants? Are they going to Google? Are they asking their friends, word of mouth? Especially in the healthcare and medical industry, there's some things that people don't want to ask their friends about because maybe they're embarrassed and they don't want to talk about their health issues. So for the medical and healthcare industry, it's super important to know where online people are looking, because primarily they are looking online. And that draws us into the values and attitudes around going to the dentist for dental implants. Then we want to go over the problems and the pain points that prompt the search for a dentist who provides dental implants. Also, their influencers and the decision supporters. So social support networks, if, for example, you have a wife or husband that needs a dental implant, well, you're probably going to support them in that. Also, you want to know what their possible objections to even getting dental implants are. Is it cost? Is it time? Is it pain? Knowing these things is super important. And then the key motivations that drive them to actually go get dental implants and what they're hoping to achieve through dental implants. Then how they expect the process to even go once they get to the dental office. You also want to talk about how dental implants benefit them. Now, I'm going to be going over a bunch of points here. What I want you to understand is you can take what I'm giving you here and you can adjust it based on who you're targeting. And so you can change dental implants to whatever other service, right? You could also build this prompt and then put it in GPT and say, hey, please completely repurpose this entire customer profile to, instead of being focused on dental implants, make it focused on, you name it, whatever else you want. Other important factors are their medical history, insurance coverage, health literacy, the way they consume medical information, the potential cultural influences around getting dental implants, accessibility requirements, and any special accommodations. Sometimes you might have customers who are in a wheelchair, but that doesn't mean they don't need dental implants. And then how they prefer to communicate online. So then we want to go over the psychological factors such as anxiety or concerns around dental health, the family medical background, and any hereditary conditions. Barriers to care such as transportation costs, time constraints, trust in medical or dental institutions, and privacy concerns. What is their level of comfort with dentists and orthodontists? And what are their expectations regarding follow-up and ongoing care? You also got to know what's in their pocket, their sensitivity to out-of-pocket costs and perceptions of value. Then we want to get a detailed map of the entire patient journey, capturing all the interactions from initial inquiry through post-treatment follow-up, the emotional triggers behind their decision-making, including specific fears, expectations, or concerns, how they like to schedule the appointments, feedback history and satisfaction levels to gauge loyalty, and if they'll refer, their friends to go see you. Any lifestyle factors that may influence dental health, such as dietary habits, routine health practices. And then lastly, this is super important, but we definitely want to analyze the local healthcare market factors, especially if you are serving somebody locally like a dentist does. Obviously, you can't perform this kind of service remotely as a dentist. It's not possible. So it's really important to understand where someone lives and the area, the competition that maybe you're facing. And lastly, I'm going to say for each section, we want to provide detailed specific information relevant to the target audience for X service, in this case, dental implant services. And we'll tell it to include industry terminology when and where appropriate. And finally, this is going to help a lot on the SEO side of things and content marketing. Provide me with 4 to 6 search terms by intent so that I can better understand how my target audience is looking for solutions. So we're going to go by informational, transactional, commercial, pain point, and motivation type searches. So what we just got from deep research is a literal 60-page research document. I'd almost call it a book on dental implant customers, which is insane. So I'll just go through this really quickly, but you can see that we have demographics, their age, their income, their occupation. It's also including search terms by intent under each section. And then it's creating the demographic profile example, their decision-making process, their values and attitudes towards dental implants, problems and pain points leading to treatment. So this, if I scroll, this just keeps going and going and going and going. So you get the point. We built an awesome customer profile. So like I said, we were using ChatGPT, and I did want to show you how to use Claude as well, because I sometimes prefer Claude over GPT, to be honest. Here's the thing. Claude is incredible, but it does not have deep research. So ChatGPT's biggest thing that I love is their deep research. You get, like I said, showed you a 60-page document about a customer profile. That's insane. What I like Claude for is kind of taking different pieces of it and then getting different marketing strategies out of that. So here in Claude, I'm actually going to take just one little piece of the customer profile and I'm going to create a blogging strategy to address some of the concerns. So I'm going to paste a piece of this. It's the possible objections to getting implants. I'm going to add dental implants. And what I'm going to do is put this in quotes, and I'm going to go back up. I'm on Mac, so I'm going to hit Shift, Enter, Enter. It's going to enable me to write at the top here. I'm going to say, I need you to act as marketing expert in the dental industry and use the information below to craft 10 unique blog post ideas in order to attract dental patients to my practice that addresses all of their possible objections in every way possible so that they trust our clinic and want to come in for dental implants. I'm going to actually copy this, and you know what? We'll use GPT as well. So what I'm doing is I'm pasting this into the deep research result that I got from the customer profile prompt. So let's see. So you have two options here. You have search the web and deep research. I wouldn't use deep research to create blog post ideas. That's something you just don't need deep research for. You could use search because it will, you know what, we'll do both. So first I'm going to do it without search. Now here's what Claude gave us. 10 strategic blog post ideas for dental implant patient acquisition. The true investment, understanding dental implant costs and long-term value. What to expect during dental implant surgery. Is age just a number? Let's see. Why seniors are ideal candidates for dental implants. Yeah, so you can see that these are pretty good. Now, what I really like to do is say, even though these are good, I'm going to tell Claude they're not. Because I really want to see how Claude digs deeper on here. I'm going to say, those kind of boring. Please give me 10 more of box. Blog post ideas are more engaged. Now let's go to GPT. Kind of give us some of the same things from consultation to crown, understand the dental implant timeline. So I like that debugging myths, that's a good one. But I'm going to say the same thing because I love to get even more information. Those are kind of boring. Wow, that's a good one. Smile economics. One dental implant pays for your morning coffee for 20 years. The dental time machine. Now today's implant prevents tomorrow's bone loss. There we go. So if you just keep digging at chat and digging at Claude, it'll start coming up with newer, better blog post ideas. You can do this for your blog post strategies. You can do it for any kind of content you're creating, even social media. You can use this strategy for creating ad copy. Super powerful for that. And I was just showing you an example that was solely using the one piece of the customer profile. I'm talking like not even a whole page out of those 60 pages. So you can see how you can create a sea of endless content that is highly targeted, properly speaking to the target audience. And that being said, when you have that customer profile, one of the most important things that you cannot forget to do is actually create a custom project in ChatGPT and Claude. And when you create that custom project, you need to put an entire 60-page document into the project. Because when it's in that custom project, now it has all the details, so you can just start prompting it, and it's basically working off of that document, that 60-page document. So you don't have to copy and paste sections and out of it and just ask specific questions based on different sections. It's already in the project. It's going to pull from it, and you can say, hey, now give me 10 great headlines for ad copy that are 10 words long, things like that. So remember, having a customer profile is useless if you're not going to use it in your actual marketing strategy. Businesses are going to fail when they don't align their content, their ads, and their offers with their target audience. So remember, before you get started on any kind of marketing copy, always tailor your messaging, your ad targeting, and your content to match the specific needs of your target persona. Also, building a customer profile, it's not just a one-time task. It's an ongoing strategy that you need to use in order to continually improve your marketing results and your ROI. Start today by building a structured customer profile just as we went through and apply it to all your marketing efforts. Are you struggling to attract the right customers? Here at Direction Inc., we specialize in helping healthcare organizations properly target their audience so that they can continually grow their practice. Book a free strategy session today and let's build a strategy that works. Now that you learned how to build a customer profile, For even more in-depth marketing strategies, check out this next video. See you there.